Maya! I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course! I'd be honored to! Well, I guess we'll start with my name, and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay, really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So, my name is Phoenix, right? What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help. This is a business card? I got this from you! It's my most prized possession! You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay. There's some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number! Business card. I handwrote my cell phone number on the back. I guess for now we should stop talking about me and start talking about this case. Before that... no, I can't really examine it. Okay. This case? Yep. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up and tell me! This might be very important! Okay, Roger! It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. Also, the freaking blue badger strikes again. So, where's the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? To me? Is it that phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... Ah! You were here all along! Oh wait, Maya? Okay, that's gonna need a redo. Ah! You were here all along! You're so mean! I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up! And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Now who in the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggie! And a good morning to you too, Maya! So how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, It's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super important evidence! Here you are, Nick! The thing you wanted me to bring! Huh? Oh, thanks. The heck is this, a list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kinda tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Nameless. A list of unfamiliar names and phone numbers. Members of a con artist group. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Actually, can we... No, still can't actually take a look at it. Don't look at me! Huh. And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Actually, Mr. Wright is,
Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately.
Oh, whoops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck! I guess I have all the pieces now. More or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not gonna lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick! Better get a move on! Yeah.
Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked that the court might be a little lenient on...
There's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness a drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Alright, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who is taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student would be not the absolute truth, but just get I cannot read that fast, oh my god. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he, a human chatterbox? I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses.
That's enough. Your name, witness.
Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong.
I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
Aw, man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder, you were strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I'm in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with mommy. If you must know, I am anyway. Please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said it again. Taking a walk. You know you.
What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington.
Oh boy. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pre-defendants there. The only other thing I saw was a banana that fell with the police officer. Oh my god, is he saying that he tripped on a banana peel and that's how he died?
That was certainly a decisive testimony.
Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm?
It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client.
You mean Maggie?
Yes.
And if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying.
You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright.
I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies.
I would like to say that my voice is feeling much better, so I can do voices much more easily today. Okay, I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about him being a drifter.
So you're at the park all afternoon? You seem to have a lot of free time.
Huh, that was very rude of you. But then again, what can I expect?
That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country.
But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now.
Oh, please! Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country.
That arrogant little snot.
God, he sounds like Shido! Don't remember the time, but I believe it was past 6.
How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so...
Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that?
You're just a third-rate biased fool with a fourth-rate deck!
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you.
His arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? Oh, absolutely press harder.
Answer the question. How did you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun.
I guess I don't have a choice.
I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There's this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Did you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in the picture of the crime scene.
That clock shows it as 7. Oh, so it is.
I looked at that clock and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of breaking... Oh god, he's speaking so fast.
And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. God, I hate it when it does that and I can't keep up with it. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case. Okay, so here's the thing. I honestly think that that is what we need to do. The clock clearly shows that it's 7. Do we have an autopsy? Time of death, 6:28. Well, just because he died at 6:28 doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it was when he fell. He could have died beforehand. So we'll see. All of a sudden, police officer falls from above me right before my very eyes. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle practically screams police officer. I can't really go on. Ah! Oh, and I suppose it was also because he was wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey, Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. I do not know she's a spirit medium, Nick, even with amnesia. I looked up in there and I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have 2 of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you not get a clear look at her face? That's still so weird. That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning. Sustained. Mr. Wright, please refrain from raising your voice in this court. And please don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's all right with you. It was that of the defendant. So you're sure you are not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Of course. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness? The only thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. What banana? The banana? Well, it was actually more than just one. More like a bunch of bananas. Now, what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick! He's gotta be lying about the bananas! He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was something else. If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. My client is innocent. There's no way he would have seen what he says he did. Which means we can somehow show he's lying. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. She's got a sharp mind, but I just wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick? I like how he still hasn't questioned why she calls him Nick. But all he knows is his name is Phoenix. Okay, What could be... Oh, the glove! Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
Isn't that the baseball glove?
Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's not... It's No! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness knows nothing about baseball. I'm saying he has bad eyesight, because that's the only thing that would be relevant. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? How? Are you asking me about this? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to be called Galileo. Oh god, he's speaking so fast. Oh god. And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200! I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But, you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them... How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting evil man. You're like those people who rejected Joan of Arc. Oh, God. Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at the time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness. But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime. Alright, so what happened next? The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. Huh. I don't think that quite lines up with his time of death. But let's press everything. Upper path ran away as soon as I realized I was there. She ran away, just like that. Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education at a fourth-rate university? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client? The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit. This is true. Mr. Wright, I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? Okay, immediately called the police station to report a crime. Immediately? As in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach that in your pitiful school? Do you think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey, Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. Court record? I mean, time of death was 6/28. Broken neck, body was also covered in bruises. And there's writing the name Maggie. My curiosity's sake. Self-proclaimed drifting virtuoso who is still looking for the right college. I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Must have been 6:45 when I made the call. I wonder what... Is it the autopsy report? Whatever, we'll press everything first. How do you know what time it was? That detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey, pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college! I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. And if I am wrong, then what detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time? What? Why, you're just some lousy kid who... I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? They must have had a lot of free time, so they showed up within 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 p.m.? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over, gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. I can't find anything out of ordinary in his testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. Okay, so immediately, it's gotta be this. I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. So that's gotta be it. Maya's telling me that this is where I need to go. I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Was the con artist and their phone number stored on the cell phone Maggie found? Is it the phone? No, it's not the phone. Okay, well that stinks. Okay, I'm trying to think, what exactly does Maya want me to... I think you should take a look at the court record. I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Pieces of nearsighted lenses were found nearby. I did say there were people gawking there. What exactly? I don't think that's gonna be helpful for me anymore. I handwrote my cell phone number on the back. Con artists and their phone numbers stored on the cell phone Maggie found. Of course, I do also need to keep in mind this. Let's see. I was still looking for the right call, but nothing would really tell me that that's any problem. I mean, well, I mean, those aren't cops. Those are just people gawking. I don't see any police, and it's 7 p.m. there. Maybe? Damn it! Yikes, this is not good. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? I don't get what Maya's trying to tell me. It's gotta be this, because this is where she says, hey, maybe you should take a look at the court record. What contradicts this statement? I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It wasn't the cell phone, and it wasn't the photo there. Time of death, 9/6 at 6:28. I guess the autopsy report? Because, yeah, he died at 6:28, so it couldn't have been immediate. There we go. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There's clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? Ugh! I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. Ugh! The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Mr. Wellington. Yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions, as if you're trying to open all the layers of a Martyr Yoshka doll. It's a nesting doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness. I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard that all geniuses has a strange quirk or two? I can't read this fast again. Enough. Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone? Nick, that cell phone, could it be? You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Oh, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Question. Mr. Wellington, where's your cell phone right now? What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, I'll have you know. See, here it is. Ow. I see.
Looks like he's got his phone. And I thought that just maybe this was his.
Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth.
Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that.
Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? There is something.
Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for a witness to search for a phone.
How dare you!
You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you?
Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth. I mean... there's that. Or... the names list. It's one or the other. The fact that it's not showing up tells me that I do get infinite shots at this.
It's very simple. This is the evidence that backs up my claim.
And yet again, you have presented this court with an obtuse, meaningless item.
It's obtuse and meaningless? I don't get you at all, Nick! Why do you think he wouldn't need to look for a phone in the first place?
Well, that's because I was looking at the evidence and it just hit me.
I thought, hey, he really didn't have to look for a phone. Then why don't you hurry up and present that piece of evidence?
Okay, thankfully they are giving me infinite tries at this.
Wait a minute. There's a phone booth right there! It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this.
At the crime scene photo?
Is there a problem with it?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture.
But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it,
Something is wrong with you.
no!
It's a phone booth.
That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you?
Ugh!
Order! Order! What does reporting the crime a little late prove for the defense?
The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes.
That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony.
Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back.
But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him.
So there was no reason for him to kill for it. On top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. Huh, but if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else?
Was he? Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes?
I would think so. There's only one possible explanation.
Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. Please present to the court.
Wait a minute, why is it only 1 dash?
That's interesting. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Because he couldn't see?
It's either that or he was looking for...
The names list has got to be important at some point. Most of con artists and their phone numbers stored on the cell phone Maggie found. That, or he didn't see the phone booth. Because he didn't have his glasses. I'm gonna try the glasses. Mr. Wellington! What? Don't do that, you almost gave me a heart attack! These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find... I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order! Order! No, wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Mr. Wright, are you indicating the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I am doing. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out this cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah! This is so exciting watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order! Order! Your Honor! The defense is making a mockery of this court! Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer! Yeah! That's right! I'm no criminal! This third-rate fraud of a lawyer! In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you're not the murderer. Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know that this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie? That is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before this trial. I forgot. Was there any way this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? Yes, she straight up told him. It'd be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? This is where we get the phone. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you'd lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Wait, how did you? Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there's some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone.
Hello?
Oh, thank you! I've been searching for my phone.
Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back.
I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You can call me Maggie.
That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie, with an EY. But the name that was written on the ground was Maggie, with an IE. This is a mistake that could only occur if you knew, all you knew was how her name sounded. Order! Order!
But Your Honor, the witness has no motive.
And your point is?
It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone.
That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial is over, right?
Yeah, but...
Now then, please present to this court proof that the witness had a motive. Oh boy. I'm guessing the names list? Had to make sure that he could get his clients back. Or accomplices. Take that! Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artists group.
What? Con artists?
Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington?
This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're like those guys, cannot read this fast enough.
I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about.
You think any of you know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of that group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group!
No!
All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look up these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill!
No! This is too much!
That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain?
I
got you now.
That police officer! Your Honor!
What is it, Mr. Payne?
Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness!
You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago.
Please! Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello?
Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone.
Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back.
The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense.
Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box.
Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime boss saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. The dude was in his police uniform! Well then, Mr. Wright. What was this something that didn't agree with the witness? The fact that Dustin Prince was a cop. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim.
The victim? You mean Dustin Prince?
Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh! The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman! He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible they'd already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic, is what you're saying. Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments?
I'm thinking.
It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are...
Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education.
What's that supposed to mean?
The evidence! Evidence! Oh, this guy's really creeping me out. All you've been waving around and talking about is a suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number, this suspicious con group that. They're all on that phone. But who's to say the phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence?
You want proof that this phone is yours?
I already told you earlier. That phone I've lost, I've already found it. You don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? It feels good to see you squirm.
We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence.
Your Honor! This is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this.
The cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's gotta be! Maybe...
fingerprints?
Fingerprints wouldn't really reveal anything. It's gotta be the stored numbers. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor.
I don't believe this. What are you talking about?
What are we trying to determine is who that phone belongs to. Who cares about what the phone numbers are stored on it?
Besides, who knows? Maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself.
The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal. That jerk is back to his arrogant, annoying self again.
I mean, I guess it's fingerprints then. Thought that was something that was introduced for the DS or something.
I got it! We should check for fingerprints! Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on his phone.
Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off. I what? You said there was sand all over it, so... Wiped it? I wiped it! Pretty thoroughly, too.
It's oh so much fun watching third-rate trash and a fourth-rate bin babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery! How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much. Of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my god! Now I remember! Huh? Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. So that's when... What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes?
Nick, we worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's gonna get off scot-free!
I know! I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer at a fourth-rate firm. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am? The court hereby concludes the cross-examination. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. I've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Objection! Please wait, Your Honor!
Alright, Nick!
I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor, this cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. You only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over. For your client and for you. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended! Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time! Oh god, 3 bars? Please present the one piece of evidence that will explain everything. Phoenix's number. Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine. That's not what I intended to happen. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor. I actually want to see the court record. Oh no, I can't examine it, but oh well. Your Honor, there's something very important about that card, and that is... It's on the back of the card, right? I handwrote my cell phone number on the back. This card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? But court's still in session. It's okay. You'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We're going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things to... What? Why is my phone? And what is with this stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. Your? No, he can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He's a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. In order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he's become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding is Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Shine through eventually! I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir! Thank you so much, Mr. Wright! I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. And it's probably because of me.
Huh?
My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters.
That is pretty bad.
Up until I went to college, I was known as the goddess of misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help.
That's right, you were talking about this earlier.
It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house.
Oh.
I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true! That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts.
Oh, I see.
Everything is all my fault! Dustin's death, your head being all messed up!
Well, I don't think my head's that messed up yet.
I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir!
Yeah, after that, the goddess misfortune is only a name.
You bet! I'm gonna make it! I promise! Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess!
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks! You take care of yourselves too!
What a horrible day. I've gotten my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy.
But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office.
I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you?
What? I thought you said you got your memory back!
At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The Judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. And this person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. And this girl, Maya?
You finally remembered?
This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right, I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example,
Earth to Nick, what's wrong?
you keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together.
Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. Guess I have to start over from the very beginning.
Come on, Nick, let's go to our usual burger joint.
Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back in my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. Okay, so that took a lot longer than I expected for a tutorial case, but we are going to go ahead and call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. We're gonna start the second case. So until then, everyone, take care.